Customers have more demands than ever. They require more tracks, they require more speaker channels, they require more speed.
I've got producers in France, I've got producers in Los Angeles, and we're doing the post-production here in Toronto. I tend to look at us as being the thin end of the funnel.
We have to deliver a really high level of quality because the consumers demand that and our clients demand that.
Technicolor Toronto is a post-production facility that does one-stop shop for video and audio post-production.
The facility is the largest in the country. We have 8 main mixing stages, 2 Foley stages, 4 ADR stages, and about a dozen edit suites. The nature of our business is to be able to service a very broad-based audio community. We don't just do features, we don't just do television, we don't just do commercials, we don't just do movies of the week. We cover the breadth. We do everything from commercial straight through to full-blown IMAX features.
This year has been an exceptional year for us here at Technicolor Toronto. It is the first time, actually in my career, that I've been commissioned to rebuild 3 studios in the same year. That is, swap out all of the technology and upgrade.
So the challenges we face in mixing for television is that our track counts are getting bigger, our budgets are getting smaller, and schedules are getting tighter. So we're asked to deliver a 5.1 mix in a fraction of the time than we would with a feature film. We're going in without pre-dubs and turning it around in 3-4 days if it's a busy show with a lot of action on it.
We needed to find systems that would allow us to have an incredible amount of flexibility because we're turning our rooms over very, very quickly. And the rooms need to be able to speak to each other. We wanted to maintain a flexibility and a workflow with not just within, but without. So it's really one of the main reasons why we selected to work with Avid. For the television side of things and smaller theatrical features, the S6 is a fabulous choice because it had all of the controls of the inner workings of the Avid, being able to run the plugins, being able to look after the automation, the panning functions, on and on and on and on. It was really the natural way to go.
With the TFT displays on the S6, the information is all in front of me. I can get at it with a lot less clutter versus the icon. That was one thing that I really was missing, was the visual feedback that we get on the S6.
When I first saw the S6 console at the NAB show, I was very impressed that it was such a modular system and a very simple interconnecting system within those modules. That gave me a sense of security that we could build and configure this system as our operators would need it. And it would give us the opportunity to change that layout again in the future if another operator wanted it to be arranged differently. We've never been able to do that with the console before.
I love the touchscreen. The touchscreen is a great feature on the S6. Being able to scroll through tracks or go to EQs or the panner on there and just really work very quickly and efficiently. You can adjust the rate of that scrolling on the TFTs, and at the same time that I'm dialogue pre-mixing, to be able to see my compression and my EQs and the scrolling waveform and my signal presence. They're great features and they really get you into a rhythm when you're working.
Finally, somebody has a large format console that is really user-friendly and can be worked at without having to be trucking about looking at other screens in the room. All the information is right there in front of the operator. It's a very powerful working situation. If I was an operator, I would like to be in that situation.
The System 5 represented the best of both worlds for us going forward for our large format theatrical console. This is a room which is a theatrical feature room. It mixes IMAX theatrical features, huge panning requirements because of the speaker configurations that are involved in all of this. The other aspect of choosing the System 5 was that these are the desks which are on our main stages in our Hollywood facility on the Paramount lot. So in consultation with our lead mixers down there, this was a natural, this was a no-brainer. The expandability of the System 5 is a huge plus. We operate fundamentally in about a 600 channel operating system, but that can expand because we're only using 3 machines. We can go beyond that just by plugging in more Pro Tools, and everything will appear. The nice thing is all of that stuff appears at the desk, which allows access to all of the benefits of working on Pro Tools, and all of the front end, all the plugins, all the waveform editing, all the stuff that you can do, as well as being able to operate that through a separate DSP console, which then brings its own flavor, its own horsepower in order to be able to build these tracks.
With the advent of the HDX cards that we now have in our Pro Tools systems, they sound better, they can handle more tracks, it's much more powerful, and it's increased the versatility of what we can do with the added voices that you have in Pro Tools.
HDX improvement was a fantastic upgrade, and all of our mixers could hear the improvement immediately.
It just sounds better. When I listen to a recording on an older system and on an HDX system, I could hear detail, I could hear subtlety. I'm a musician at heart. I've played music all my life. I listen for that kind of stuff. My craft is as a mixer. I'm tuned into that kind of stuff. And I stepped forward into the band listening to this. I went, done. All the rooms go. Let's go. So we've recently just made that commitment to convert all of our rooms across. The Avid solution is the best game in town, because now what I can do is I can start something in one room, and if I have to move it out, I can do that. I can open it up in the S6 room. I can go either direction.
The automation stays intact wherever you go. The surfaces are all familiar to you, and it makes it seamless to move from one studio to another. I have a studio at home, and I do a lot of pre-mixing at home, and then when I bring it to the dub stage, it translates perfectly. There are no surprises at all.
We build rooms in pairs, and we do that very specifically because of schedules, the way they work. I might mix a show in one, okay, everybody's happy, everybody goes home and says, oh no, we got fixes. I need fixes and I got to get it out the same day. Well, I can't get in that room. Oh, I can get in that room. It's exactly the same. Audio lives on the server, walk in there, it's identical configuration, call it up, make the changes, make the fixes, boom, lock, load, ship. Away we go. I can't tell you how much that saved my butt.
To have a mixer that can have up to 700 internal channels and 256 buses, a large number of inputs and outputs, and to have all of the outboard gear all tied into it as well, it wasn't really very possible 15 years ago. But Pro Tools made that possible.
An important aspect of getting any new product in is the support you get, both on the technical end and on the training end, and just overall support from Avid has been phenomenal. When we ordered the first dual operator S6, and we were going to be the first people in North America using this console as a dual operator, we needed to know that we were going to have the support to make sure that we were able to get our show up and running. That's important with any product, because the product is only as good as the people who are standing behind that product.
Going forward, we're very confident that we are in good hands with the Avid Support. The type of support that they do give us is second to none, and we would not hesitate to purchase the next version when our needs come around again.
The thing is that Avid is listening and responding, I would say, beyond what is humanly possible to a lot of the concerns that we have, because that's the type of partnership we need in order for all of us to be successful, quite frankly. It's about excellence, and it's about making sure that you hit those marks, and it's about being able to bring the stuff, give the creative people the tools that they need, so that at the end of the day, everybody stands up in the room, high fives, and goes, we just smacked this out of the park.